many years have you been teaching?
Let's see, this is 2016, so 26 years.
26 years. And what was your philosophy when developing a string program at the elementary level?
Well, when I started here, I was part-time, and I was teaching 2.5 days a week, and I built the program up a little bit, and it became 3 days a week eventually. And at that time, I was just teaching elementary students, and I was teaching beginners. And my philosophy was basically around modified Suzuki, which is a method that mimics the Suzuki style of teaching, which is a belief that every student has ability in music. And it's to draw out that ability in a very positive way. And at the same time, it addresses technique in a very positive way with young students. So when they start to hold the instrument, they're learning very correct technique, and they're not going to have problems later on of bad hand position or coordination. And so when I was teaching at the elementary, that was my goal, was to send those kids that I started up to the middle school with great technique and a positive feeling about music. It's very important to cultivate support from the administration, the community, and parents. And I've been fortunate here. I feel very fortunate that the administration has always been supportive. They've allowed me to do some of the extras, the guest artists and the trips, and been very supportive of that. They've allowed me to keep, having the orchestra every day, and they've not changed the scheduling too much, which has only strengthened everything for us and for students. Parents are a big part, and as you know, as a wonderful supportive parent, that can make or break a student's prospects, can do wonders for their technical ability. And because I have them every day, I can do higher level literature. And I can do literature from the NISPA manual that maybe I wouldn't be able to do if I saw them less times a week. And my philosophy is kind of to expose them to everything. So over the years, I've had rock and roll. Violinist Mark Wood has been here twice. We've done lots of literature from the manual, which is important for the kids to learn because that's really the backbone of what's written for their instrument. We've done everything from workshops with guest artists to trips. We've played at the inauguration in 2009. We've won competitions. We've played in California. So I guess my philosophy has been a mix of traveling, performing, having guests come in and work with kids, and just trying to keep it moving in a direction that helps them to enjoy music.
Terry Squires has done a lot with development of your program as well, and he was here for 20 years, maybe?
Yes.
Maybe a little bit less than that, but could you tell us a little bit about your relationship with Terry and how he helped you out?
Sure. Well, Terry was, when you say my program, it really was our program. Well, Terry was here, and he was just a fantastic teacher. He had such a wonderful, warm relationship with students, and he really gave them such a solid basic foundation for when they moved up and started in middle school. Terry actually met me when I was 25, and he was a bassist with the Syracuse Symphony. When I came to audition at Syracuse University, he was on the committee that decided whether or not I was given fellowship. And thank you, Terry. He helped award me a fellowship to study for my performance degree. And so then he came back later in my life when he started teaching at State Street, and it was a wonderful collaboration. We were able to do so much together, and I really value all the things that he brought to the program.
Speaking, tell us a little about this senior class in your high school orchestra.
This senior class is very special. This senior class, when they were in 8th grade, in 8th grade we have a general 8th grade orchestra award, and that's usually reserved for the 1 or the 2 students who have been the most outstanding. And there are so many qualities that go into that student when I picked the award. Well, this class, I couldn't decide. They were all just exquisitely talented and wonderful students, and they actually got the award as a class. And that's never happened before or since. So they have a unique spirit within the class. They're very dedicated, very intelligent, And there are so many talented musicians in this class. And I feel like we've had a long relationship together. They were the first class that got to work with Mark Wood as 5th graders. And then they got him again when he came back, returned. And I think that had a lot to do with maybe fueling some of their energy. But just in general, as a class, they're a wonderful class to work with. They've been so faithful, and they've really been dedicated. And they are really the core of our high school orchestra. So it's going to be, sad to see them leave. But I feel privileged to have worked with some of these kids in the class of 2016. It's just been a wonderful, wonderful experience for me. And I wish them all the best and hope that I'll hear from them in the future, because I'm really excited to follow their careers.